What is up, fellow Clashers? Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me and checking out some big 3-crown wins. Some of these you might even catch on Camcord. It is where I live stream. It's a free app for both Android and iOS users. The link is in the description. You can download the app for free. Follow me and you'll always get notified whenever I go live. So let's check out these battles in Clash Royale. I am still trying to nurse my voice back to health, so thank you for bearing with me as we get into Gallant on YouTube facing Freddy HK, a couple of level 11s, and as you can see, he's got the Princess, he's got the Golem, and I'm really happy with this deck right now. Very versatile: Hog Rider, Inferno Tower, Musketeer, a surprising card, very powerful early, actually working out very well for me right now. She is very versatile and deals a lot of single target damage to both air and ground units. So we've stopped Freddy's Goblin Barrel, a card that you don't see that often up here. It is out of the way, and he's got the Dark Prince dealing with my group of barbarians. I've got the Poison Spell though, and I love using the Poison Spell. I know it's a little bit unusual, and it's the only card I have for crowd control, but it usually seems to work out, and it's great for dealing with a princess who is shooting at your tower from the river. And that right there, the 1 crown lead, a surprising early 1 crown with only a minute down in this battle. To get that tower out of the way was a good feeling, because now I could mostly just sit back and focus on defense. Also, I've got the advantage of being able to deploy units on the far side of the river, so I can do things like take out those nasty elixir pumps. Here comes another Goblin Barrel. I drop minions back there, and it just happens to work out that the goblins don't split on 3 sides of the tower. The ideal Goblin Barrel placement is when you can drop it directly on your opponent's tower, and the goblins end up on all 3 sides of the tower. Oftentimes it takes longer to get them out of the way. And again, rinse and repeat. I've got the Poison Spell, I've got the 2nd crown down, and we're looking awfully good. Just about to head into double elixir. Both of my towers looking beautiful, pristine, and both of his first 2 crown towers are a memory. Now he's got the Golem on the approach from the near back, and I drop the offensive, and it gets the Golem out of the way early. Inferno Tower. Not really sure what possessed me to put the Inferno Tower way out there. Maybe a little bit of a troll move, but in any case, it does take that Golem out early. You can see the Golemites getting down to the tower. Massive groups of minions are headed towards my tower, but the Poison Spell, again, ideal, and every single minion is vaporized. The Goblin Barrel goes down to my minions, and again, I am on the advance, and as this battle is going to wrap up, really no way he can possibly get 2 towers. He drops a Golem down. I could have ignored it completely. Instead, I dropped the Inferno Tower, but this battle is long since over. It's just a question of 2 or 3 crowns, and my units are going to grab that 3rd crown. Heroic Barbarians get the job done, and it's a 3-crown win over Freddy HK of HK Esports. Now, I don't know what it is. You don't normally see that many 3-crown wins up at this level, but if it's this deck, if it's just luck of the draw, or just having a good day, again and again, I was getting through these towers and getting to the king. Here we start out with a thumbs up and the dirty elixir pump. Now, I'm not going to say it's that dirty. I do use it from time to time, but it's frustrating. When you see an opponent put that elixir collector down, you know that you are potentially in trouble a little bit later on in the battle. But sometimes a Poison Spell can help kind of balance things out, as he's probably not going to profit quite as much from that pump with the Poison Spell reducing its lifetime. The Dragon down 2, never had to work on defending it. The tower finished it off. And again, my new favorite card, the Musketeer. She's in behind these barbarians, but they have got to face off with a giant P.E.K.K.A, and that is definitely going to stall them, although we do get through with the help of those minions, and we are on to the tower. He's got a Musketeer of his own, but I've got the tower down. Simple Barbarian Musketeer combo up here gets through that tower so fast. The Musketeer, when unopposed, is a deadly card at any level, and the Prince finally comes in and backstabs the poor Musketeer. My minions take the Prince down quickly though. I love the group of minions to take down princes. That is working really well. I realize at lower levels maybe you don't have the minion horde unlocked, but any group of smaller troops is going to be really good at taking that prince down, especially because the prince is so expensive. You can use goblins and spear goblins, you can use skeletons and goblins, any sort of combination like that, and you are still going to be even on elixir, even if you've got to drop 2 groups of troops to counteract the other guy's prince. And what I mean by even on elixir is if you send in archers and say goblins, you've spent 5 elixir, he's also spent 5 to drop the prince. So it is an even trade, and you're definitely going to get that prince out of the way with that many little units in between the prince and the tower. Now I've got my Inferno Tower, I lose my Inferno Tower, he gets his prince to my tower, but I'm pushing hard over on his side, and as you can see, with a poison spell again, the 3rd crown happens so quickly. This game is over before it started. Well, not really, but in any case, Panda goes down, and I've grabbed another 3 crown win against a level 11. For this next replay, it's my most feared and most respected opponent when I go up against Austri. It has happened many times. I am always surprised and a little bit scared to be facing him. I know that he is a man of skill, and I know that he loves the golden man, the golden boy, the prince, just like his clan name indicates. But again, the minions doing a great job despite the zap spell of getting that prince down and the barbarians, and moving on all the way to the tower, damaged, hurt but not down, with the Hog Rider underneath. And that's another dangerous combination. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a little umbrella of protection as the airborne units hover above the Hog Rider, almost like they're hiding him. I know not really, but it still feels good when he gets in and gets a lot of damage on the opponent's tower. Now he's got the Dark Prince, he's got the Ice Wizard, he's using all sorts of exotic cards, but the standoff at the bridge is going to clear out, and we are going to just about get every unit down. There it is, he leaves his mace behind. Thumbs up from Galadon, thumbs up from Osteri, but he drops the elixir collector in the back left. So again, I'm always worried, I'm always sweating these elixir collectors, especially because I don't have a lightning spell or a fireball to counteract it, to take it down and prevent him from getting that profit. And when they can drop a multitude of units late on you, it is definitely tough to counteract. Now I do get the tower down and drop the mistaken poison spell. I wasn't trolling Austria, I promise right there. The oops was me oopsing the dropping the poison spell, not oops that I got his tower down. He replies with the angry king taunt. So hoping I didn't offend him right there, I am ahead 1-0, and again, I've got a bunch of units on the move. As we get the Ice Wizard down, barbarians and goblins headed after the tower, but I'm going to play it safe and stay conservative. I know that Osteri has the elixir pump, so he's going to have more elixir shortly, and there's no way I'm going to let this guy have any sort of advantage because I know things can turn around so quickly. I drop the Inferno Tower, luckily it pulls the Dark Prince off, another poison spell, and that poison was absolutely key. So many units because, again, he had the elixir collector working for him, and that poison spell really saved me right there. Otherwise, that tower is definitely going down. The barbarians counteract the golden boy, and again I'm on the move. That group of minions, again with a zap spell, but this time they do fall, and I've decided to push. I've got the barbarians and the musketeer on the right hand side, but he's got a Dark Prince again, but I had rotated around to my Inferno Tower very luckily, and am able to take down the Dark Prince combination, while the right hand side, the barbarians push again, and Osteri knows it's over. The 3rd crown, and the very first time I've ever 3-crowned Osteri. That one, believe it or not, is now my screensaver on my iPad. I'm going to remember that one for a long time. Great battle, 3rd crown, and you missed it, but there was a crying emote in there from Osteri, and I did grab it, screenshotted it, and that is the screensaver on the Galadon iPad. So we move on to one more face-off here. Again, battle of level 11s. And again, I'm going to start out conservatively with this small group of minions in the back, trying to make sure that I can react to whatever happens. There it is, another knight. He's got the Prince, Dark Prince combination, not the knight, on the left-hand side. But the barbarians and the minion horde just immediately counteract it. I've got the poison spell once again. That's going to get that nasty, pesky princess out of the way. And right away, once again, so much damage done to one of the towers that I've got an early advantage, and I'm feeling pretty good until I see the giant P.E.K.K.A. Not happy about this big P.E.K.K.A, but the Inferno Tower is, in my opinion, probably the best card to counteract the P.E.K.K.A as long as your opponent doesn't take out the Inferno with, say, minions or a minion horde. But it was just a P.E.K.K.A by itself, so it's easily taken down. Hog Rider Goblins, I know he's low because he used the P.E.K.K.A and then he dropped that Elixir Collector, so I knew he wasn't going to be able to counter a serious push down the left-hand side. Sure enough, the Hog Rider gets in there and takes down the tower for the 1-0 lead. And what happened right there is one of the biggest keys to winning in Clash Royale that I could share with any of you. And that is, although it may be difficult to know exactly, precisely how much elixir your opponent has, know when he is low. Know when they're low, that's it. Hashtag know when they're low. Because if you know when they're low or almost out of elixir, that is the key time to push when they can't counter your units. And that's when I've got the early 1-0 crown lead. Well, maybe not that early. We are almost into double elixir and my favorite combination, Barbarian's Musketeer Poison, poisoning the tower, the Elixir Collector, and the Ice Wizard. And that is a big advantage right there. Once again, that Musketeer just brutalizing that tower. He puts another Elixir Collector down. Don't know if I would have done that right there. Probably not the best move. And I decide to go on the left-hand side right as he drops the P.E.K.K.A. He's committed to a huge push on the right-hand side. At the same time, I've again pushed for the King's Tower. No chance to stop me. 3 crowns and another big win. Surprising. And all of these attacks came within 1 day. Things just going well. 25 trophies. And way up the leaderboards did I climb that day. So, as always, thank you guys so much for investing a short part of your day with me. I do appreciate the fact that you guys come by. Please hit that subscribe button before you leave. Check me out live streaming on Camcord, the free app for both Android and iOS users. And of course, I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. I love the idea of this umbrella of... and now he drops an elixir pumped. There's several seven. The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.